Hey all, it's Dr. Tiffany. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to talk about RSV and what it's doing this year. Basically, this is an RSV update. And also we're going to talk about treatment and prevention of RSV towards the second half of this video. So, RSV, what is it? RSV stands for respiratory syncytial virus. Okay, basically it's a lower airway virus that causes a pneumonia-like condition amongst certain populations. It can cause also it can cause a long-lived cold in non-susceptible populations. If you've ever had a 3-week cold, there's a good chance you had RSV because it's one of the ones that does that. Right now we are heading into the very peak of RSV season. Behind me is the data on RSV cases for the United States. That big giant spike in the background is last year's RSV season. And you can see right now, we are skyrocketing towards that peak once again. It is being driven by extremely high caseloads in a place of the country that, well, I'll give you a guess. It's where Tiffany lives. It's in the South. We are driving the RSV surge right now. The North is not quite there yet, but they are just starting to get going. Their graph is roughly about right there. So they're starting to go up real fast. But the South is already above this peak. So you can find that data on the CDC website and several other places. So RSV causes 2.1 million doctor visits every year for children under 5. 65,000 hospitalizations for each year for children under 5. And, oh, hey. And not a doomcat, Audrey wants to say hi. 100,000 hospitalizations every year for adults over 65. 6,000 to 10,000 deaths a year in adults over 65, okay? That's almost, that's actually, it's about a half to a third of what the flu does every year. So 100 to 300 deaths in children under age 5, which is just a horrible tragedy. So what can we do about it? Well, a vaccine came out this year. So currently, the vaccine that's available is recommended for people over the age of 60 and people who are pregnant. Basically, are the ones that are eligible for it right now. There is a second vaccine in the pipeline that will cover children, but it is not quite approved yet. Okay, maybe later this year. However, babies who are 8 months old or younger heading into RSV season, i.e. right now, can get a dose of monoclonal antibodies, which would give them good protection over the winter, basically. So now what if you're unlucky and you've already gotten diagnosed with RSV? What can you do? Well, most of the time it'll cause minor illness. It's not something that normally causes huge illness except in the at-risk populations, but for most people it's the same as treating any other cold, okay? One thing that does work exceptionally well for RSV though is humidified air, and if you have a breathing machine like a nebulizer, you can nebulize saline as well, okay? Those are very effective treatments for RSV. So they'll cut down on that hacking cough a lot. You know, fever management and good hydration and special care if it's a child under the age of 5, especially babies. Okay, babies are the classic at-risk target. And please, if you have RSV or any other cold, please avoid going over to your 72-year-old grandparents' house and visiting with them and getting them sick because, as you saw, age 65 and older, 6,000 to 10,000 a year die from RSV, and that's a big number. Okay, that's a lot more than people would ever guess. So, but this is something that gets a lot of press, though, during a month or two each year because it comes in huge waves, and we're about to head into the wave right now. So if you're over the age of 60, consider getting vaccinated now for it. Okay, if you have an at-risk baby, consider asking about the monoclonal antibodies. Okay, and above all, remember we're all in this together. I love you. Stay safe.